Very good morning. This is Mr. J. Durairaj, Assistant Professor, Department of Social Work, St. Joseph's College of Arts and Science, Autonomous, Kadalur. Welcome to my presentation on Marthandam Experiment for Rural Reconstruction by Dr. Spencer Hatch. What is experiment for rural reconstruction? We usually heard this word experiment in the science because experiment is usually done in lab. But we know that for the social workers, society is like a lab where the social activists, social thinkers, or the workers can give their concepts, ideas, projects, and programs to bring change, to bring forth development in the community or the society. That's why society is the biggest lab for the social workers. So we could see before the independence, in the pre-independence, even after the independence, there were many number of rural development experiments in order to develop the rural life by great people. So the experiment for the rural construction means the ideas or the projects or the programs attempted by the pioneers or the great people in order to infuse change, in order to bring forth development amidst people. So rural reconstruction itself is a renewal of the villages for their total well-being. It is oriented towards their social, economic and political development. The objectives of rural reconstruction is eradication of poverty by the way of regeneration of cottage industries, establishment of cooperative societies, improvement of transport, and also the second objective of rural construction is spreading of education, because education only can solve many evils in the society. The third objective is progress of health. We know that health is wealth. Health plays a major role in the development. So progress of health was taken as another objective of rural reconstruction. Then lastly, abolition of social malpractices like casteism, untouchability, and violence against the vulnerable communities and so on. So having these as objectives, rural reconstruction was experimented by three groups of people, namely the philanthropic group, the reformist group, and the revolutionary group. The philanthropic group, we know, it's based on the charity. So they focus on improving the condition of the rural population by giving preference and importance to human efforts like establishing schools and hospitals, creating charity funds to cater the needs of the rural people, and to appeal morally to the landlords and the money lenders to relax their pressures on the peasants and laborers. The second group is a reformist group who stress the need of improvement of social institutions for the healthy functioning of the social system. The third group for the rural reconstruction is revolutionary group who support the program of the revolutionary transformation of the rural reality and social system. As our national father Mahatma Gandhi has rightly said, India is to be found not in few cities but in its 70 lakhs villages. As he rightly said, India lives in villages because villages are the backbone of India. So in order to improve the village life, in order to alleviate the pain, suffering and the social evils and practices in the societal functioning and the system, we could see many great people before the independence, in the pre-independence era, have experimented for the rural reconstruction. We could see Sri Rabindranath Tagore in 1922 has experimented in Sriniketan, and we could see that there is a experiment by Mr. F.L. Brain in Gurgaon in the year 1927, and in the year 1928 Dr. Spencer Hatch has experimented in Marthandam of Tamil Nadu, which was then Kerala, in the year 1928. And father of our nation Mahatma Gandhi himself has experimented the rural reconstruction in Sevagram in the year 1931. Sri V.T. Krishnamacharya has done his experiment in Baroda in the year 1933. Then Firga Vigas Yojana in Madras was experimented in the year 1946. So all these experiments were done in order to reconstruct the rural realities and give a model for the rural development for the future people who are going to work for the rural development. So through these experiments, these great people have given us wonderful models, creative models, vision for the rural development. In this lecture, I am going to discuss with you the Marthandam experiment by a great person, Dr. Spencer Hatch. So Marthandam experiment, as I said, was done in the place called Marthandam, which was earlier in Kerala but now in Tamil Nadu. And Dr. Spencer Hatch, who was an American agriculture expert and also specialized in sociology, having his theoretical knowledge, has done practical experiment in Marthandam in order to bring forth the development. And for this, he was sponsored by YMCA, which is Young Men's Christian Association. So this experiment was done in year 1921, and this was meant to provide advice and assistance to the villages to enable them so that they stand on their own feet based on the principle of pillars of policy. And he was visualizing the all-round development in agriculture, public health and education. Having studied the plight and the problems of the people from the demonstration center at the Marthandam, he has covered 100 villages through YMCA centers in the villages in the year 1921 and initiated his idea of rural reconstruction. Word about Marthandam. As I said, Marthandam was earlier in Kerala, Trivandrum, southern state. Now it is in Kanyakumari district of Tamil Nadu. And this village is thickly populated by poor people. People used to cultivate only paddy and coconut. And this was a densely populated marketplace. And the land was not so good. There were a few cottage industries, but the quality of the produce was very, very poor. Wages, problem with the wages and the water. Wages were very low. Water problem was chronic. And we could see large number of families were indebted. They had to pay high rate of interest. The rate of interest was 300% per annum. So having studied about Marthandam, let us see the overall view of the Marthandam experiment. The aim of the Marthandam experiment by Spencer Hatch is the better living condition of the rural poor through constructive scheme of YMCA. So through the Young Men Christian Association, he wanted to see a better living condition of the people in Marthandam through the schemes. The objectives, first the primary objective is to bring forth the spiritual, mental, physical, social and economic development. So we could see the 5 areas of development: spiritual development, mental development, physical development, social development and economic development. And the second objective is to develop the rural community using locally available resources. So we know there is an internal resource, external resource. So we have to tap the internal resource and develop the community as a social worker. And the third objective is to eliciting people's participation and enable them to make their own decisions and plan of action. So which is very, very important. Today we talk about people's participation in all our projects and programs, because that only will enable them, empower them in decision making, plan of action, and that project will be sustainable and that will be successful only people's participation. The fourth objective is promoting self-help and giving priority to the poorest of the poor, covering the entire community irrespective of caste, religion and so on. So the self-help and priority to the poor. Next we talk about the strategies used by Spencer Hatch in the rural construction at Marthandam. First he raised the funds with the help of the local people, and he demonstrated secondly the improved system of farming, animal husbandry, beekeeping, poultry making and cattle rearing. And he was also concentrating and has implemented the promotion of cottage industries to generate income. And fourthly, established egg marketing society and beekeepers cooperatives. So cooperative society promotion and was his major concern. And he also imparted primary education and health education, because this education is very, very powerful weapon and by which we can bring forth development at any scenario. And organizing leadership training courses for the villages, which is very much essential. Then we will quickly discuss the description of the attempts made by Spencer Hatch for visualizing the rural reconstruction and development under Marthandam. The first is the involvement of people of all communities, which is very, very important, because we need to involve all the people of communities, different communities, so that all will own the programs and the projects and development can be successful. For that he opened night schools, because we know the Ignorance and the illiteracy was a major problem, major hindrance for the development. So he opened night schools. With that, he promoted education and empowerment. The comprehensive program. The third thing is that the comprehensive program. Under comprehensive program, what he did was cottage industries like mats, basket making, hand woven cloths, poultry keeping, beekeeping, etc. were no, the part of the comprehensive program that he visualized. For that, the demonstration centers was established in each village. Through the centers, he convinced the people that this development is possible, and the center he had given cottage vocations. Training was given to the people, and the agriculture implements also tested at the center. So the center was much helpful for training as well as the testing of the agricultural implements. Then development works. So in the center, prize bulls and goats, model beehives, demonstration plots for improving grain and vegetable seeds, poultry with prize laying hens, weaving shed, etc. were maintained. It also worked for improving literacy. This is done through well organized clubs like egg, honey, bull, etc. And the weekly market. On weekly market day, it set up a portable tent with teaching equipments and exhibited with better poultry and livestock. So the weekly market was a good idea for giving the people the latest trend in the poultry, the livestock, and teaching them, and also marketing. Then experts from headquarters. So the experts of different fields, they were sent to the villages from headquarters to train the people to impart knowledge. Socio-cultural activities like sports, scouts, folk dance were organized in order to make people involved and refresh their energy and rejuvenate them. Promotion of cooperatives. This center also promoted the cooperative. The cooperative society like Honey Club, where the villagers were taught the use of modern beehives and extracted honey scientifically. The honey was cured and marketed cooperatively as a cooperative society. The society developed the improved breeds of egg layers and good bees. It also assisted the people for marketing their produces through cooperative organizations. In 1939, as an advance, we could see the excelling cooperative society became a self-governing body. Another cooperative society was Honey Club, which was formed by this experiment. There were also, besides these, bull clubs, weavers clubs, and so on. So the promotion of cooperatives, cooperative society, was a successful model given by Spencer Hatch. So having studied the attempts made by Spencer Hatch, I would like to give my observation and analysis. So this experiment was a systematic and well organized intervention with the involvement of the professionals. So there were trained professionals who could actualize the idea of Dr. Spencer Hatch using the demonstration center and so on. And these workers helped other states like Baroda, Mysore, Cochin, etc. And the change in the attitude of rural people was envisioned and actualized by this model, because they tried to understand the felt needs of the people rather than the perceived need. We could see in Sriniketan, the perceived need of the people only was seen, but the felt need they were able to understand through their study. And as I said earlier, the trained workers and the local people, their cooperation is the main component for the success of this model. This program of Dr. Spencer Hatch remained for a long period because he had trained workers and the local people who were inspired to work themselves. That's why this was successful in this area. But the failure is this model is centered on one person. Since this program was centered on one person, that is Dr. Spencer Hatch, after his death, there was a conflict on the question of leadership between Young Men Christian Association and Church Association, and due to no economic advantage to the non-paid workers, this program could not survive after his death. And the absence of financial self-sufficiency in the long run. So this is more than a project. We could see that to some extent raise the income of the community through industries which had support of the marketing facilities. Local funds were raised for the welfare activities by ensuring people's participation. But the shortcoming of the project was this project could not become financially self-sufficient in the long run, as a contribution made by the people started declining due to people's belief that the project was having support of foreign funds. Because of that, people were not cooperative and were not actively involving a part of this model given by Spencer Hatch. However, I would like to conclude that this experiment done by Spencer Hatch is a good model for the future social thinkers and the social workers to draw some ideas, some innovations for their programs and the projects. And the Spencer Hatch model can be used by the present social workers wherever they go for community-based development works, projects and programs. As I said, there are some shortcomings which need to be keenly observed, kept in mind, and the social workers can rightly make use of the model given by this great personality, Dr. Spencer Hatch, and be successful personnel in the field. I hope this presentation was much useful for you, especially for your future social work profession. I thank you for your patient listening.